All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Spacebar podcast. We're a week behind, but we're still here. Don't worry. What you been up to, man? I know you went to Tennessee, right?
No, that's next week.
Oh, it's next week. Okay,
Yeah,
where are you
that's why
going
we're
then?
gonna miss the next weekend. Is
I
Tennessee,
got you.
but that's
Where are you going in
Gatlinburg.
Tennessee? Gatlinburg. Okay. We're actually planning on going to Tennessee for Thanksgiving, like the whole family. We
Oh
were
yeah.
thinking either Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge or something like that.
Oh yeah. But there
I
was
don't know.
a Civil War battle that was in Pigeon Forge, so
Hmm.
it's kind of known for that. No, but the Old Smoky, uh, is it? I guess would be a brewery.
Hmm.
Is near Gatlinburg. So I'm gonna make
Old
sure I go.
Smoky.
The
Honestly, don't know
moonshine.
what that is. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
the
you know
moonshine
what it
bottles.
is.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've had some moonshine or their moonshine. Yeah, it's good. I
Yeah,
had like
and
their
apparent.
apple pie one is amazing. If you haven't had that one.
Oh well, I have some local apple pie stuff,
Mm-hmm.
moonshine here. But yeah, it's apparently they have certain flavors that you can only get there. Like they
Oh,
have like
exclusive.
yeah, they have exclusives. Like there's like some chocolate one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not a big chocolate alcohol person,
Mm-hmm.
but it sounds like something I should taste regardless.
I'm not either, but I'll tell you. I went to the zoo or went to Zoo Lights with my girlfriend during the Christmas time and stuff, and they're doing that everywhere.
Uh huh.
And they were selling hot chocolate, and you could add Bailey's into it. That shit was good, dude.
Bailey's, yeah, but you can put Bailey's in coffee.
Yeah, yeah. But honestly, I've never heard of Bailey's hot chocolate. I'm sure it's a thing. I've never had
Yeah,
it or even heard of
I've
it. I
had
was
it.
like, oh, let me
It's
get a
pretty
shot
good.
of that in there. And I'm like, dude, it was good. I
Yep.
mean, it's expensive as fuck. That was like
You
$10
can also
for
put
hot
rum chata
chocolate.
in there.
Rum chata.
Yep, and it's pretty good.
There was a drink I had the other day that was probably the best cocktail I've ever had. Uh, I forgot what it's called. Shit. It's a Spanish name. I'm probably gonna mess it up saying it.
Horchata.
It's like carajita is what it's called, and it has
Okay.
espresso and liquor 43 in it.
Huh.
And like it was at some nice restaurant when I was with my dad, and they basically poured the liquor 43 into the glass and lit it on fire. And I think they added something else to have it burn a little more, and they
Okay.
caramelized the thing a little bit and twisted it, the presentation, and then they poured the espresso in there. And
Huh.
dude, we made it at home actually because my dad liked it so much. He's like, "Oh, I need to get this for home." So we tried it at home with like regular strong coffee, and it was pretty good. But I think espresso is the way to go with it.
Yeah.
Probably the
Interesting.
best cocktail I've ever
I
had, dude.
found out one of my girlfriend's favorite drinks
Mm.
is the Starbucks like iced coffee thing that's in the store,
Yeah, and the
or
little
it
like
might be Star.
glass bottles.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about like the larger ones, kind of like the iced coffee deals.
Is it like a concentrate, or is it actually you just drink it?
You can just drink it,
Okay.
but so she'll put that, some iced coffee, some creamer, and then Jack Daniel's honey, and then it's good. It's pretty good.
Hmm. I don't think I've really, honestly, I don't think I've ever had Jack Daniels.
The
As
Jack
bad as it
Daniels
is to
was the
say.
first alcohol I ever had. I remember in eighth grade, I
Mm.
think. My dad was like, "Hey, you want to take a shot of this?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I remember he was like, I took the shot and I was like, "Man, that just doesn't really taste that good." And he was like, "That's it." I was like, "Yeah, it doesn't really taste that good." And he was like, "Oh no," because I didn't make like how you
Yeah.
react to
Oh
drink. Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
do
I
that.
had I had a similar experience or similar situation with my dad got a. This is like pretty much the start of when my dad got into bourbon and whiskey and all that. Some guy that worked for him sent him a bottle, I think during Christmas or something like that, as like a gift. And I think I was like in middle school. He's like, "Hey," or maybe freshman year of high school. I don't know. I was like definitely before I was driving. He's like, "Hey, you want to try some of this?" I was like, "Sure." I took a sip of it. I was like, "Oh." And then he's like, yeah. Of course, he laughed and stuff. And then I tried with Sprite. Sprite and bourbon after, and it was pretty good. I didn't mind that actually. Like, it's not bad, but still, eh.
Yeah. It it was like I remember like my dad was in the my sister was I think asleep at this time,
Mm.
but my dad was in the kitchen and my mom was in the kitchen, and my dad just looked at my mom and went, "Oh no,
We have trouble. Yeah.
oh no, yeah." And then
Yeah.
now the only way for me to get drunk or mildly intoxicated is I had to take 7 Jack Daniels shots back to back
Dude,
at one time.
goddamn. That's the Wisconsin in you talking, bro. Or Michigan. Sorry, Michigan in
I
you.
think
Or
that's just the Irish and
yeah,
Scottish.
yeah.
That goes way back. But I was like, we were sitting here, and I was like, well, let me do 5, and then I did the 5th one, and I was like, nope, 2 more.
Speaking of, actually, let me take a shot of tequila right now. Might as well.
There you go.
Yeah, get the juices flowing, get the liquid courage, so I can tell some embarrassing stories or whatever else.
I have 4 phones on my desk, right?
Why?
So I cracked my phone last Friday. I was cleaning.
Your
I was
Note or your Galaxy?
no,
What do you have?
I have the Pixel 7 Pro,
That's right. That's right. That's what I was thinking. You got the
and
new phone for you and her, or you and your girlfriend.
yeah, she got the new iPhone. Um, but so I was cleaning some stuff out, and I had my phone in the seat, in the front seat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I like had put some stuff in there, and I didn't realize it, but like one of the things had fallen, and it hit the corner perfectly, and cracked the screen. And I had already had some screen problems with it, like sometimes the always on display would just crash, and then I'd have to restart the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So far I haven't had that issue again. So maybe it was bound to happen. But no, I
I
did
miss that
that.
about my old Samsung phone, the always on display.
It's on
Remember
the
when I
new
got the?
iPhones.
Is it?
Yeah, the
Oh,
14
okay,
Pros
okay.
have it because they're the first
Oh,
iPhone to have an OLED.
mm-hmm.
Every iPhone does not have an OLED.
It's a QLED, right?
No, it's called a Retina, but that's just because the pixels are small enough to where your eyes can't distinguish the individual pixels.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of a Retina screen. It's the PPIs above like a certain amount. But anyway, so we ended up adding the insurance deal to AT&T, right?
Yeah.
But I had to wait 2 weeks before I could do a claim on the account, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to Gatlinburg next week, and I want my good phone camera. So I just bit the bullet, and we ended up paying the $300 it was to get the screen fixed.
Dang.
Plus, I paid the extra 60 to get they have their like liquid glass screen protector that they do at
Mm-hmm.
U-Break iFix,
Yeah.
and so I always do that because like the only reason why I'm kind of mad. So whenever I
Fuck.
bought, actually no, my mom actually finally upgraded her phone.
Mm-hmm.
So when I bought my iPhone 13 Pro, right, I gave her my S20 5G as like a hand-me-down, right? So
Mm-hmm.
she's been using that for the past 2 years on top of the year that I already had the phone. So I convinced her to get the regular Pixel 7 because she doesn't really need the Pro. I wanted the Pro because I wanted like the 30x zoom, and I wanted the bigger battery and the bigger screen and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So she finally upgraded. So I was like, hey, I cracked my screen. I'm gonna have to come back and borrow my phone. I'm gonna need my phone back. It was pretty much what I said. So I grabbed this phone, which I don't know if you did any of your Samsung phones have burn in.
Um, I don't think so. The only
Oh
issues I had, okay, so both of the Samsung phones I had, fucking the screen shattered because it was the curved edge shit. They both cracked.
yeah,
But the what S7, I think is what I have. This I don't know the S7, I think. It had like a pink line down the left side of the screen, which I heard. I think is a pretty common thing. It was a thing.
Because that was the second Samsung phone with a curved screen, like a mainstream phone. Because
Yeah,
the
that was like their
S6 had it
second
first.
edition.
Yeah.
So I had that. That's the only problem I had with it. The screen and stuff. It was good phone. But then I got the iPhone with my so I can have the iMessage and play iMessage games and all that.
Yeah, chill.
You know.
Um,
Speaking of iPhones, though, have you ever gone to Best Buy and like taken a bunch of pictures on their display
bro,
phones and shit?
one of our friends and I, the gay one, went
Uh huh.
to Best Buy, and we were sitting there, and it was whenever the iPad had just come out with like filters on the
Yeah,
on the
I
front
think I
facing
remember
camera.
seeing some of those pictures now. Yeah.
Yeah, and we took a bunch, and then I sent them to my phone,
Mhm.
so I had them. But so I grabbed my mom's old phone, and my mom is notorious. So Samsung phones, they allow you to, they have the brightest screens, and I'm doing air quotes because they don't have the brightest screens, but you can overdrive the display. But it'll come at the cost of, if you keep it like this, you'll have burn in,
I
right?
remember that being a thing because
Yeah. Well, my
Walker's
mom
phone did
doesn't
that.
listen to that.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't listen to that at all.
Actually,
And
yes, my phone did. Yes, I remember now. Yes, it did. I
okay,
remember if I had like a white screen or something, I could see like the outline of like the apps and stuff on my screen.
yeah. Well, so
I
there's
remember that
two
now.
big factors that contribute to that issue,
Mm-hmm.
right? My mom does not use a dark theme,
Mm-hmm.
right? Second thing is she never moves her apps. So
I don't remember my
I
apps either
have
though.
in front of me, right? I have a Note 8.
Wait, hold on. You're telling me you like shuffle your apps around every now and then?
I don't, but I have this habit where I end up not doing that, but I don't like having apps on my main screen.
That would
One of
drive
the
me
biggest
crazy.
one of the biggest reasons why I like Android is because I can have everything hidden in an app drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I had my iPhone, you know how I opened up most of my apps?
I just search,
I
swipe
slid down
down.
from the top
Mm-hmm.
and search it. It's like I
Yeah,
get this app that I want all the time, and I don't have to go searching. I had one screen. I was never a fan of widgets,
mm-hmm.
so like my a good example is because I used this S20 for 3 days. I have 8 apps on the front, and those 8 apps are Twitter, Opera GX, Play Store, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Messages. Nothing else.
Yeah.
But anyway, so in front of me, I have my mom's Note 8, which she hasn't used for a long time. I'll give her credit. It's been a long. My dad used this phone last. Um, but this phone is so bad that on the home screen, which is purple, I can tell you her calendar app was in the very center of the screen, and she had Facebook Lite on her phone. It's been like 3 years since this phone's been used. I was the last one to use it because whenever I sold one of my phones, so I had to use this phone for a little bit,
Mm.
and I can't use
Amen.
it anymore because also when you use a light theme for so long, right? The whole display has a pink hinge to it, and I was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. I'll just use one of these phones for a little bit. Both of them have a pink hinge, and I can't use the phone. I just
And the
can't.
phone remembers though. The phone remembers. That's why it's there. It remembers.
Yeah. Um. Well, and then it kind of sucks because she wanted to sell this S20, right?
Mm.
I told her I was like, no one's gonna buy that phone. She was like, why? I was like, because no one wants to know that you had Facebook in the top left corner.
No one wants to see what your life was like
Yeah.
before they got the phone.
Yeah.
There's probably
And
still like a notification on like the message notification on the app. Like how the app shows like even notification
yeah.
is probably burned into there.
Um. Actually, shopping, music. It's so weird how clear this is. So Facebook, Messenger, camera, calculator, calendar, banking, travel, fitness, games, food, shopping, music. Then she had the call contacts. Middle bottom was looks like the messaging app, and then the
Mm-hmm.
Mercari app, and then gallery.
Hmm.
That was her whole home screen that I just read off because of a white background.
Hmm.
So I told her, look, I was like, your phone's worth like $200 now. For me to replace the screen, which I was just gonna buy the kit for my fix it, $200. So I went. I was like, you know what? If you want to sell it, I'll still sell it, but I'm gonna be the one who fixes it because I kind of want to learn. Same
Mm-hmm.
deal with this Note 8. This Note 8, it's $230 for the screen replacement. This phone's not even worth $200. So I'll probably end up just putting a modded version of Android on it and
Yeah.
calling it a day.
Feel
And
that
then I
world
have,
monitor. You said you
and
took
then,
yours to you said you took your phone to what, I break it, you fix it, right?
yeah, I break you
Yeah,
fix.
that's where I took my monitor too. Actually, I never even got that back. I think they probably already put that in inventory or got rid of it by now. It's been
Damn, it'd be like that.
it's all right. It's fine. It's less stuff for me to worry about because I don't want to spend the money to go fix it because whatever. I don't have to worry about it
And
now.
then I
So
have
they never called me
this.
about it either. They never said, "Hey, can you go pick this up?" I guess they wanted to keep it.
Then I have this S10 Plus, which was my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend's phone.
Hmm.
Um, and the screen's dead. Well, so I actually have the past, well, like 3 generations of phones, sort of. So
Yeah, at home we
my
got a
Note
whole
8,
drawer of our old phones. I don't think we've ever sold them or anything. We just put them in a drawer just in case.
yeah,
I don't know. There's like the iPhone 4 in there, iPhone 5, 6,
well,
my
it's like
mom's
I know
iPhone 10 or whatever.
my aunt likes keeping hers because like she has an original iPhone.
Hmm.
Like that's a collector's item, right?
Nowadays, yeah. Same with old
And
iPods. I have a few of those.
and I realized how spoiled I am with refresh rate on screens.
Hmm.
So this S20 was the first Samsung flagship phone that had a 120 hertz screen. Well, it's the second one. The Note 10 Plus also did, but it was the top tier, $1,500-$1,600 phone.
Hmm.
Um, but this was the first mainstream where all of them got it, like the S20, the S20 Plus, the S20 Ultra, you know. So, and then like my Pixel has a high refresh screen. Um, the iPhone 14s have high refresh screens, you know.
What is the refresh rate on the new iPhones? I don't know.
It's a mixture of 90 and 120 hertz. It depends on what app you're using, but it's the same. It's called their ProMotion display.
What's the refresh rate? I have an iPhone, what, 11, 12, I think? I don't know
60.
what is it 60 still? Oh,
The 14 Pro line is the first to have the promo. No, the 13s were because I
mm-hmm.
almost bought the 13 just to have the promotion display
Mm-hmm.
because it makes a big difference.
I
Well,
don't know. I've had this
to,
iPhone 10 or iPhone 11 or 12, or past 3 or 4 years. I don't know when it came
yeah,
out. It's still chugging along. I don't need a new
I
phone
just
anytime
I keep
soon.
myself. I like I like being able to switch between them. Like
Mm.
if the next iPhone has a Type C, I might consider buying it. But
Dude, yes.
like I'm not. I also wish that one of my favorite things about Samsung phones is the DeX. I don't know if you remember when that came out.
The what?
So you can like if you plug a Type C into your computer and into your
Mm-hmm.
Samsung phone and download the Samsung DeX application,
You can use a
you'll be
mouse,
able to
right?
you can use your it like simulates a whole you know phone like it's like all its own little computer.
Mm.
And I actually used it with my Note 10. I don't know if you remember when I had my Note 10,
I do,
but
yeah.
it had the Aurora backing to it. Oh, it was sick. I wish I kept that phone. Um, but I remember I used to sit in the back of class and take notes on it, and it could convert my handwriting. Those of you who listen to this, you don't know what my handwriting looks like,
Oh my god, it's awful.
but take Comic Sans and then like stand 30 feet away from it and squint. That's about my handwriting,
Mm.
and it would be super accurate in going from my handwriting to like the uh what should we call it, my
Text.
handwriting to text. Yeah, it was. I was like, how are phones this good now? This shouldn't be possible.
Hey man, phones are getting better. Computers are getting better. I mean, the Steam Deck that just came out, what, last year, 2 years
Yes.
ago?
Did you
That's just
hear
crazy.
about the new PlayStation VR?
No, I don't keep up. Actually, speaking of PlayStation, I got a PS5 controller today.
Oh, so you can
When,
play Rocket League?
yeah, when I was saying me and my girlfriend went to Best Buy. Yeah, I got a controller finally. I went and got that, and I got her a mouse. So when we play games and stuff, she's not using her laptop trackpad to do that. Like
I could.
playing Raft
I
with
could.
her. I feel bad.
Yo, I've thought about. So, what laptop does she have, or she use your laptop?
No, no, no. She has it's an old service laptop. Her old, I don't know how old it is. I think it's like a 2019,
But it can
something
play
like that.
Raft.
Yeah, she runs Raft okay. I mean, I asked her when we were playing, like, does it look okay? Because I'm sitting there wondering, like, is this shit gonna work? We first played it, and we played it for like an hour or two. And
Well, cause
I mean,
I've
for her, I don't think she really would know
yeah,
how it's supposed to run, but she played it, so.
cause I think that's a game that I should get for the both of us. Then like we can we can run four people on Raft.
Dude, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I just gotta buy it twice,
Mhm.
which
Speaking of,
helps.
okay, one thing me and my girlfriend were talking about this weekend that I thought about for the podcast, actually. We were talking about movies. What would be
Okay.
your, like, top five movies that you say? Like,
Top
okay,
five.
and it's not like movies that you think are, like, the best movies ever, just like movies that you like, like your personal top five. Like.
Yeah. So in no particular order,
Mhm.
right? Ford versus Ferrari is up there.
Okay.
Interstellar,
Mm.
Inception. Um, Probably Real Steel. I don't know if you
Okay.
remember that movie.
Dude, I went and
And
watched that
that's one of
movie
those
like a
movies.
couple months ago.
That's one of those movies that I can't. It's not a good movie per se.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't
Like
like a
it has
cinematic
flaws,
masterpiece. No.
but it's one of those where you're like, all right, this is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I used to watch it so much. Um,
Honestly,
the
I probably
original
forgot about that
Cars,
movie. I should
the
have put
fir-
that on my list.
the first Cars is
Heck
is up there. What am I, was that
yeah.
four? So I got one more.
I think yeah, 4 or 5. I
Oh,
don't know. Say
and
another one.
probably the first Fast and Furious. That kind
Dude,
of got me
yeah.
into like vehicles, so it's
The
semi
old
up
Fast
there.
and the Furious movies, Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious. Tokyo, dude, those were so good. And now, they're fucking going to space and shit. I actually haven't even seen anything past like Fast and Furious. I don't even think I've seen Fast and Furious 7. Like I haven't seen anything past that. And I'm okay with that. I want to keep my love for the movies the same and not tarnish it with those. But for me, okay, I would say my number one movie would be Dread, the one that came out in like 2006 or some shit. I know there's like the original from the 80s, and I've seen that. And it's a pretty good movie. But I know the movie or Dread from 2006 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I know it's a pretty shitty movie, I guess. But I remember me and my dad watched that, and I don't know. I used to think it was really cool. Oh, this badass Judge Dredd going there, kicking ass, taking names, and we had it on DVD, and I watched that like I don't know how many times. And I'd show like all our, I think a few of our friends when we were younger. I'd be like, dude, you gotta watch this movie. This
That was how
shit's
I was
sick.
with Real Steel. I
Hmm.
was like, dude, it's Adam versus Zeus. Let's go.
And then I would say I don't know much else after that, or no, at least order wise, but I would say Shawshank Redemption is a good one.
I
The
don't think I've ever seen it.
Equalizer. You never seen Shawshank Redemption,
No, I
dude?
don't
It's,
think I
it's
have.
like a class. It's a good movie. It's like
You know how hard it is for me to watch movies now.
yeah, you need Subway servers playing below
Oh, true.
it. I was talking to my girlfriend earlier. My girlfriend and and her roommates. And I was visiting her this weekend. We were talking about something, talking about testing or something. Like, yeah, I don't know how I can focus nowadays. Like, when I take a test now, I really just need to have Subway servers playing while I'm taking my exam so I can focus. Dude, like, imagine the health benefits though that's gonna happen on like the 6 and 7 year olds scrolling on TikTok all day now. Like, and
Bro, like, if you thought ADHD was bad now,
dude, yeah, and like apparently Coco Melon is like terrible for kids because each frame is like 5 seconds long, so like their attention span just goes out the gutter when they're watching that show because it's like
it's always something new.
yeah, something like that. That's what I heard. I don't know how true that
I mean,
is, but
that makes sense.
I could see that. Yeah, I mean, I've never seen Coco Melon, so I can't
I've
say.
seen a few episodes of it. Not by
Really?
choice, though. Yeah.
Anyways,
Um,
back to the movies thing though. Definitely Equalizer. I think you've seen that, right? You've had to have seen
yes, I've
Equalizer.
seen the
Denzel
Equalizer.
Washington. I think I've seen it with you.
But yes,
Banger
we did
movie.
watch it. Yeah.
Banger movie.
What? You're telling me the Hateful Eight isn't a banger movie?
I like The Hateful Eight. It was a good movie. Yes, that was a good movie. The one
So
that we watched, it with my family. They all were like, "This movie sucks." But like,
little
it's more
did
of a
have you
dialogue than a
seen
movie.
have you seen the actual like full on movie?
The Hateful Eight. I've seen Hateful Eight. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a
Okay. So
while. I don't remember a whole lot of what happened.
after that, right? We
Mm-hmm.
I didn't watch it. Then I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is so much better
Yeah.
than
Okay,
what.
you got that from the Goons podcast, didn't you? Because I remember listening to him talk about the Hateful Eight.
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
I watched it before I seen their podcast or heard their podcast.
Well, I'm not talking about watching it, but like, okay. Anyways, they were talking about it too. Actually, I don't know when it was. I was driving either home or to my grandparents or something, and they were talking about it on their podcast about the Hateful Eight. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought about that.
Yeah. No, I
I
remember.
didn't mind the
I
movie. It
sat
was
down.
slow, and it's more of just kind of like a
Yeah.
dialogue than a real like cinematic. I don't know. It's more of like a dialogue, at least in my opinion.
It's literally it's a movie about like
It's like a play, honestly, to
yeah
me.
it's like a play. It could be what was that thing we used to do in theater once a year, one act play.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that. You could shoot that whole movie in one act.
Yeah. I don't
Because
think were there any. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Were there any like frame
there
cuts or
was
scenery changes in that movie?
well not
Oh
scenery
yeah,
change, but there was frame cuts.
probably yeah.
Because like it would skip time, you know.
Yeah. What movie? There was a movie that like doesn't have any frame cuts. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to remember.
A play.
No, like there's like a movie that like the entire. I guess yeah, a play. Sure, a play that's recorded and in a studio, not in front of an audience. Yeah.
Let me open the Google's
um.
act movie.
Okay, back to my movie list though. Let's see, what have I said? Dread, Equalizer. I said Shawshank Redemption. I don't know why. Fast and Furious 5. Or I know why, but Fast and
Faster.
Furious 5.
That I think that's because of that movie came out whenever it was like
Okay, but the
right at
thing
that
is,
moment when all of us realized that in a few years we're gonna be driving, and it was just cool.
I remember. Okay, we had it on DVD, and my mom's
Uh-huh.
Suburban had a DVD player. So anytime we would go anywhere that was like an hour drive or something like that, I'd put that shit on. So I've seen that. I don't.
I
I've seen that movie so many
when
times.
did you when did your mom get her Explorer?
She got her Explorer. It was a what 2012. So she got it in like 2012, something like that. 2011, 2012. But yeah, I've seen that movie a ton, and it's a good movie. I feel
Oh,
like that was like when the Fast
hold
and
on.
Furious movies. Oh,
Start that again. I my internet did the thing that it does.
oh, okay. You good now?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay. Um, yeah, I
What
would
about you?
say
Was
like
it?
Fast Five when Fast Five came out.
No,
I
when
don't
your
even
mom
know.
got her Explorer.
Oh, like 2011, 2012. I think it was a 2012
She got a
Explorer
new.
when she got it. Yes.
Okay, so that was before I met you.
Yeah, I was. It was middle school. I think. I know that. I think sixth or seventh
Are you
grade
sure?
when she got it. It might have
Were
been sixth
you
grade
in
before me.
football? Were you
Yes.
playing football when when she got that Explorer?
I don't remember. I'd have to ask or go look at
Because we
pictures.
because we met in the beginning of seventh grade,
Hmm.
but I had known one of our other friends is in sixth grade when I moved over there.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. Okay, finally, last thing on the movie brings memories to my heart. The SpongeBob movie. A similar story
You
as
lost me there.
Fast Five. Similar story as Fast Five. Okay, my mom's old Dodge minivan, the what, Dodge Caravan or whatever, the
Yep.
rolling looks like a rolling turd, you know? That shit, the freaking literally like a big long bubble. Uh had a VHS player in that bitch, and I had the SpongeBob movie
Oh
on
my
VHS, and I would I would beg my mom anytime we went anywhere. I was like that was like literally pre
god.
iPad kid. I was a pre
Yep.
iPad kid
I was too.
watching
I was a
movie watching the
pre-tablet kid.
movies.
Do you know when I got my first tablet?
I don't even think I've ever really had a tablet. I
I
just
had my
used my
I had my
mom's
first
if she had
tablet
it.
2 years before I got my first phone. So
Really?
fifth grade. Yep.
Dang.
Fifth grade we had Galaxy tabs, and you could take the back off of the tablet.
I remember when phones, the backs would come off of phones, bro. You'd drop it and the battery would come out.
Yep. Well, do you remember my first phone that I had?
No.
So, if whoever's listening wants to look this up, it's an HTC Desire 626, not the 626S,
Mm.
the regular 626. The camera had a dead pixel in the camera, so every single photo I took had a black spot in it.
Mhm.
Every single if I look through my Snapchat memories when I had that phone, every single picture will have a little black dot in it in the same spot.
Oh my god, I found my first phone.
First phone.
Let me send you a picture. Okay. Back in elementary school, I would walk home from school. And do you remember that, or actually, you know where the elementary school is close to my house? That's, yeah, I would
Yep.
walk there. So I would call my mom to let her know I was coming home from school.
That's also where you wrecked your
Yes, that is where I wrecked my
bike.
bike.
What
My
in the
parents don't know that though.
world
But
is
that
this?
was my first phone. Actually, sorry, my mom didn't even get it for me. Let's take it back a little bit. My aunt got it for me. My parents didn't even know. We went to Walmart or something like that. You know, you can get the phones. You can just buy the
Yep.
minutes. That was when I had minutes. I had minutes on that thing. And
Mere
I
minutes.
I was at my grandparents' house, and my aunt was there, and we went somewhere, and we went to like Walmart, and she got me a phone. Cause I was like, oh, can I get that phone? I think it was like I don't know how much those were back in the day. Probably like $40 maybe. I don't remember. I was too young. But yeah, so got home, got my phone. I was like so excited. I texted my parents. I was like, hey guys, I got a phone. And they're like, oh, cool. They weren't too happy about that I had a phone now. Uh, but then yeah, so I used it to text my mom when I walked home from school every day. That old flip phone, man, that thing was a beast. I remember playing Tetris on that shit in school.
God, that's something. No,
The
I sent you.
preloaded free trial games. You remember the free trial games on phones? Where you could do like the Tetris or like the Galaga copies. That's your old phone right there. This phone.
Yep.
Okay.
And what was weird was so there was I did so
Wait. So
much customization on that phone to make it appear like it was not a pile of trash.
apparently it's a rare phone now. My old phone. Why? It says
Probably a lot of those
rare
phones
phone.
are.
I saw how it's in a drawer in the house. I know exactly where it is. I can buy it for $22 right now. If
Yeah.
anyone wants to know what it is, it's a Samsung SGH-A127 red and silver rare cellular flip
Rare.
phone. Yeah, so it's in the title or in the.
My mom had the phone that it would flip sideways and it'd have the keyboard on it so you could text.
Oh, dude, my dad had an old BlackBerry for work. Oh, that thing was awesome back in the day. I remember playing Brick Breaker with like the little the roller like stylus thing those Blackberries used to have. Before I think it
Yeah.
was before they had the flip. It was just like the whole thing was just a keyboard. It was like a whole keyboard and like a roller thing.
I found it.
What'd you find?
My mom had this phone, except it was green. That thing was
Someone
amazing.
I know had that phone. I'm trying to remember where it came from. Someone I know had that.
Yep.
Dude, keyboards on phones used to be elite. I
My
would
dad
say
had a
bring them back,
BlackBerry.
but they're kind of obsolete. Yeah, they're kind of obsolete nowadays, but they were cool. I remember when me and my dad would go hunting on the weekends and stuff. He'd be driving and typing up emails on his BlackBerry and driving with his knee. That shit get scared. That would scare the shit out of me. I'd be like, Dad, what are you doing? Stop, Dad. You're gonna crash. It's not safe. You're gonna crash. Yeah, he would do shit like that. He still does it. I do it too
I
now,
still
though. It
do
kind
it.
of rubbed
Yeah.
off on you.
Now we all
It
do
rubbed
it.
off onto me. I don't do it that much though. I will admit that I do text and
I had
drive
this
every now
habit.
and then, but I really don't do it that often. Only
I
when either my
remember.
dad or girlfriend texts me and I'll respond real quick. And I use the voice thing most of the time, anyways.
Oh, I cannot do that. I just text. I'm not gonna. No, I'm not admitting to any faults. But if you send me a text while I'm driving, you won't even know that I'm driving. I'm just gonna be honest. The
Yeah.
But when I was driving a lot, like when I used to come back and forth,
Mhm.
like every weekend, um, I started just watching movies while I was driving. So,
Dude, that
like,
okay.
I used to set my phone right. I set my phone in the gauge cluster
Hmm.
and just drive like that.
Bro, that reminds me of somebody that we know. Okay, I'm just gonna say her name because I doubt any way. You know Ashley.
Oh yeah,
Um,
she does it.
yes, I found this out. I guess uh, I forgot when it was after my ex girlfriend, my previous ex, and her and I were talking, and
Okay,
I
which
forgot.
time?
Um, and then yeah, I forgot what we were talking
The
about.
one
She was
with
like
children or the one without children?
one with children.
Oh, oh,
Uh,
okay, I remember this then.
but yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. But she's like, yeah, she was like, I like to watch movies and shows when I drive. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I put it up. I put my phone up on the car stand, and I and I watch movies and stuff. I'm like, oh damn, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, not me.
Oh, that reminds me, mom. Okay, my mom. You remember? I don't think you remember my mom's suburban, but
No, we were just talking about this. I came
yeah,
in right
yeah,
after that.
yeah. They got it to where, at least as a dealership, they got it to where you can plug in your phone to connect to like the front screen because this was before like CarPlay and all
Oh,
that shit.
it was called screen projection.
Yeah, and we could play movies on the front screen of the car
Yep,
and the back at the same time,
yep.
and that shit was cool.
I'm actually that is part of the reason why I have these three Samsung phones in front of me This S20, I'm probably just gonna replace the screen and then either give that back to my mom or sell it. But this Note 8 right here, boy,
Mm-hmm.
do I have a job for this. I I have a week to do this
Mm-hmm.
because I love having Android Auto for the reason that it is so easy to just root a phone and then you can like screen share your whole screen. You can just play YouTube on it. You can do
Yeah, you doing
whatever.
that for your girlfriend on the drive or something?
And me, shit.
Yeah.
It's a 9.5 hour drive. At
Yeah.
least watch some
I'm
movies.
I just do I watch or listen to podcasts when I drive. That's literally what I
Yeah,
do.
I do that too, but it's boring for the other person in the car.
Oh yeah, I've tried to get Jane to listen to a couple, and
It's just no
uh,
dice, right?
eh, there's a few here and there, like a couple of times. Um, it's
But
been pretty good.
what
She
are your
seemed like she
top three
enjoyed it.
though?
Of like podcasts or like even like episodes if you want to get specific.
Podcasts.
Probably number one would be Forehead Fables. If you haven't heard that one, check it out, guys. It's pretty funny. It has General Sam, if you know who that is. They're probably number one, honestly. I don't know why. It's I just love the way General Sam is. He's so fucking funny, dude. He's like always portrays himself as just like a narcissistic asshole, and it's just like I don't know. I just think he's funny. That one, and then number two, probably the Misfits podcast, or not Misfits, Goons podcast, and then number three would be Die of Laughter podcast.
Hmm.
What about you? What are your top three then?
Number one is probably the Goons.
Mm-hmm.
It got me into listening to podcasts. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Oh, I totally forgot about
oh,
the freaking
number
Linus
two.
Tech Tips
Number
podcast.
two is the WAN show.
Yeah, I was about to say I totally forgot about the WAN show,
Um,
but I think it's probably like number four
actually,
or five.
actually, you know what? The Goons doesn't even make it into the top list. Let me.
Really?
I'm gonna open Spotify. So my number one is the RTFM show, which that's the tech show that like Jay's 2 Cents and his crew do.
Okay.
But they do the show an hour before the WAN show every week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my number one because I like listening to them talk the most because they'll cover everything. They'll go from cars to computers to gaming to sim stuff, like literally the stuff that I do,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like the phones, like it's a good, you know. Number two is the WAN show because that's how I get my news now. I just wait the week
Uh-huh.
and then this and that.
You don't watch Tech Linked, bro?
Not really when I'm home.
I haven't watched it in a while too. I used to
Yeah.
when it came
I
out
mean,
every like
it's
Monday and
also a
Friday.
podcast, quote unquote.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. There's
I've
Tech
seen
Link.
that.
It's on.
Like Oompaville, his like YouTube videos are on
Yeah.
Spotify. He's a freaking genius for that. I remember listening to him when I was driving a couple times. Okay, what's number three then?
Um, it's number three's number three's got to be a three-way
Okay.
tie, and that's between Launch Sequence with Space Tomato. It's a Star Citizen podcast.
Okay.
The Joe Rogan podcast,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if you've seen this podcast on Twitter, but it's called the To Be Better podcast.
Okay.
I'll just show you some of their clips after this
Mm-hmm.
because they go over like they talk about the stuff that no one wants to talk about
Mm-hmm.
on this podcast, and
Hmm.
that's between just like the difference between like societal like men and women and just like relationship stuff.
Huh.
The Joe Rogan experience is hit or miss. Like,
Yeah, I actually listened to Joe Rogan Experience for the first time this weekend. I listened.
okay,
Okay, I've been really, really enjoying Theo Vaughn. It's funny as fuck.
you watched the Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn
I
podcast. See,
listened. I
and
listened
that's
to
the thing.
the
I
episode
can't.
with Theo Vaughn and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I can't just watch the Joe Rogan podcast. Like, it has to be with someone who I'm also interested in.
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, I watched
What about Infowars with what's his name?
Alex Jones.
Alex Jones, bro. The frogs are turning the water gay.
Like, like I've
Or
all
the
of the
water is
Joe
turning the
Rogan,
frogs gay.
all of the Joe Rogan podcasts with Neil deGrasse Tyson are
Oh,
amazing.
I want to get to that episode or one of those because he's been in like what one or
He's
two,
got
right?
three of them. Three.
Three. Okay,
Um,
I need to watch those
the
too.
episodes with Jordan Peterson's good. The episodes with Nick Schultz is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the one with Louis C.K., but it wasn't that funny.
Mm-hmm.
There's just it really depends. Like I watched the one he did a podcast with Edward Snowden.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Actually, okay. Another crazy thing like that too. On the Forehead Fables podcast, I really suggest you listen to it. At least,
Yeah,
it
1368.
starts out kind of. It starts out with just General Sam in the podcast, just him talking. The first episode is actually pretty funny, and then the next one he has like a trans porn star there asking her or him some interesting questions and stuff like that. And then I forgot what the rest is after that. But then he finally gets on the other two co-hosts that he has, which also I think make it a lot better. But one of them, when it was just him, he had John McAfee on the podcast whenever he was in whatever country, before he killed himself and all that. And man, that John McAfee was a weird
Wait,
dude.
you mean like McAfee is in like the antivirus?
Yeah,
McAfee?
you know John McAfee, dude. He was a wild dude. If you don't know about him, like
I remember seeing stuff about him. I don't really recall what that stuff was.
Well, apparently I don't know the full story, but like he killed his neighbor's dog because I don't know, he didn't like it or was barking at him a lot when he was in some foreign country. Well, he was on, he fled the country and was hiding from the government and stuff. And in like the podcast episode when he was talking with General Sam, he was like, yeah, talking about how he uses Bitcoin to pay for everything and stuff. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, he's a really out there guy, or he was very like a very like conspiracy theory kind of paranoid guy. It was pretty interesting. But yeah, you should give that a listen one day. It's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I'll usually listen to them during work, but oh yeah. Speaking of that, I now like I have a new position at work, so
You got promoted, boy. That's what I'm
mhm.
talking about. Get that money.
Hopefully I haven't gotten a raise yet.
Oh, you haven't gotten a raise, so
Not yet. It'll happen though. It better happen.
yeah, you better ask them. You better say, hey, I would like a whatever
I
percent
gotta wait
raise.
until
Well,
I get back from my
with this new
vacation.
role, does it mean more responsibilities and more work?
Oh yeah.
Oh, then
So
hell,
wait,
yeah, you need to
you
ask
know
them for
what
a
I
raise
do?
then.
You you know what I do, right?
Something to do, yeah, kind of with like auto parts and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
instead of being like the sales where I talk to people directly,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one who orders the parts on the back
Okay,
end.
so you're like the materials and stuff like
Yeah.
that, sort of.
Um.
There you go. Yeah, it's kind of like what mom does with the hospital she works at. She's like the director over materials and purchasing and invoices and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Like I have to do all like when someone buys, I gotta make sure it gets there, do all that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was really, I kind of just landed in that position because it's easier to promote someone within the company than it is to hire someone outside the company.
Yeah,
And I was the only one
especially if you
who
could keep
knows.
them on the same
Yeah.
pay. My boy, you need to ask for a pay raise if you're doing my work.
But I gotta wait until after I get back from this vacation because then I'll be like now I'm kind of doing training, so
Okay,
I don't expect
gotcha.
a raise right now.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
I'm
Yeah,
just
that's what I was
learning
telling them bitches
everything.
at Chick-fil-A, bro. I worked at Chick-fil-A, and I switched to doing like the At first, I was working in the kitchen and stuff, and then I found out like before when I was working at Chick-fil-A in high school and stuff, we had to clean and do all the dishes and all that ourselves, and we'd be working till midnight or one some nights getting all that done, us. But then the new Chick-fil-A, they have like they hired people separately to come in and do all that. And honestly, I didn't mind doing dishes. So then when I found out that they're being paid like a whole like $3 or $4 more an hour, to just sit there and wash dishes. I was like, oh, so I told them I want to do that, and then
They were
um,
like, no.
but then okay, I did that for like a couple of weeks, and then the main lady who pretty much been there and knows everything, she went on a mission trip to Vietnam or something. So then it was just me and like a couple other people, and of course, the other dudes didn't really care. So I was the one pretty much having to be like the manager of the shit. So then, but the owner of the store really liked me, and I was like giving him ideas on what to, how to make things a little better. I was that guy coming in trying to change shit, and I was still on the same pay. I wasn't getting paid more, so I pretty much told him I was like, "Hey, I want a raise." I talked to the director of the store. I was like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about my pay. I've been taking on more responsibilities, more work. I've been staying longer, and I'm also doing the position that those people are doing, but I'm not getting paid the same." So yeah, then they eventually, it took him like a week or two of me asking because I kept asking. I didn't keep asking, but I've asked, like, or I asked once and then I mentioned it again, and then eventually the owner of the store was like, "Hey, I heard you were wanting a raise," so I finally talked to him. He's like, "Yeah, we can get that for you." Yeah. Then
Well,
I
that's
quit.
good.
Then I quit a couple weeks later. Yeah, it was good, but yeah, then I quit. I was tired of it. I didn't feel like working until 1 or 2 in the morning every night again. Don't ever do that shit. Anyone listening? I mean, go for it, but
I mean, I'm
working
pretty sure
until like
at the
2 or 3 in the
same time,
morning sucks.
I'm pretty sure at the same time that you was doing that, I was working overnight at the plant.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so then you should know it just sucks working late hours like that because then your whole day,
I
then the next day, at least but you wake up early every day no matter what,
Yeah, so I loved it because the way that night shift works, and if anyone's ever been in the plants,
though. Mm-hmm.
night shift is like a race to see how fast you can get your stuff done
To just
because there's
chill.
not any more work. So
Mm-hmm.
the I'm gonna call them like the suits of the plant, right? They only
Mm-hmm.
delegate an X amount of work for the night.
Yeah,
Whereas
I
during
mean,
the day, they can. There's always something to do during the day,
mm-hmm.
but during the night, you can run out of stuff to do.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's not business operational hours, so it's just
yeah.
maintain
So
maintenance and everything else.
yeah, that's what we were doing, and we would just finish it like 4 hours in and be on call. Working a twelve
Yeah, I
hour
remember
shift,
you
we would
like
do
say
4 hours of work.
you go nap in your truck or
We,
go watch
we
movies or
would
something.
literally go. There was two places we would go. We would either go into it was like pretty much a mobile home with an office in it. We'd go there and we'd have this little TV that we'd bring with us, and we'd watch movies on
Oh, someone should have brought an Xbox or something.
it.
Playing.
Or
Could
we
have been
would
running up some Madden or something.
run up some Madden in there, or we would just go sit in the truck and take a nap.
Yeah,
It was
that's
great.
what I would do. I'd be packing me a pillow and a blanket.
Well,
Work
and it
that
was
way.
funny for me because, like, it was unheard of for everyone else to just drive their vehicle into the plant. But because I was a contractor before that, when I was a mechanic, that
Mm-hmm.
was like part of my job was just driving my truck in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you get caught with like anything, then you'll get what's called being like black barred, but we called it blackballed from the plant.
What do you mean by finding anything like talking
Like
about
if
like?
you like a gun, drugs,
Oh, oh,
um,
well, yeah, that's
anything like that.
yeah,
But the
yeah. I
problem
feel
is
like
you didn't
that's.
know how in depth, or actually, if you even brought alcohol in, if you had a cooler, right, and you brought alcohol in,
Mm-hmm.
like they're pretty strict about that.
Even if you had like a 12 pack that just maybe in the box wasn't even open, would they get upset about that?
Yeah, because it's
Really?
alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, I could
Because
see
when it
that.
goes
Yeah,
in, it'll
not wanting
disappear.
alcohol in the workplace. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, no drugs, no weapons, no alcohol. Yeah. I mean, that's
Yeah.
for especially for what kind of plant was it? I forgot. Gas or what?
That was Exxon, so they did. It was petroleum,
Okay,
so
yeah,
gas
I could see, yeah, them wanting their workers to not be
it didn't matter. Stuff
intoxicated
happened
or.
all the time.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure dudes would just smoke before they rolled up or had a beer or two.
Yes, that's exactly what they would do.
Oh yeah,
Fun times though.
yeah. Someone just followed me on Instagram. I have no idea who he is, but people that I know follow him. Who is this guy? I don't know. Whatever. It's weird. I always think it's weird when people just like follow me on Instagram randomly because like I don't ever post. Like I post like once a year, you know, and then all of a sudden someone like I don't even know this guy somehow finds me and follows me.
I get people follow me all the time.
Like it's not even a bot account. Like I get those every now and then where it's like someone follows you and then you get the group DM with like 50 people saying click this link for a good time. But
Look, I'm gonna open my where's my Facebook DMs? Where's just message?
I remember that
Messenger.
one girl or that one account that me and you fucked with. Like it was like said it was a girl from our high school, but then like the only thing they followed was like some Hindu page.
Oh yeah. Look, if I go to the spam on the message requests, I'm gonna see how many I have. So 1, 2. Wait for them to pop up. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna let them pop up because I checked earlier today and I had like 17 of these.
Let me see how many message requests I have on Instagram. I have 5.
Yeah, I had like 7 or something, and it's all the same stuff.
Dude, a bunch of them are about dog shit. Like,
Like
so there was
actually,
an account. There was like, okay, there's an account on Instagram that it was like it's a well-known account. It has like almost 1 million followers. Let me see. I'll find the name real quick. It's Pack Leashes. They have 729,000 followers. Like they're a legit brand and stuff. And even one of my girlfriend's roommates, her dog was on the page and all that, and they sent her like a free collar and stuff. It's like a collar company, but they're like $50 or $60 for the fucking collars. But like they had I saw a sponsored thing come up, and it was like submit your dog picture, and you could get free stuff, or you be featured and all that. So I was like, okay. I just sent some pictures. I'm like, here's my dog, and they're like, oh, and that's nice. So then they told me like I have to purchase something, and they gave me a code. You can get 35% off, and then once I purchase that, then I send them the confirmation that I purchased it, and then they will give me my quote like ambassador status, which is like permanent 35% off the leashes, and then I have a code that I can get commission off of, but it's only if people buy from my code. I'm like, I know like 2 people who would buy something, and it'd be my grandma and my aunt. So I was like, but they keep messaging me, dude. It's like once every week they'll be like, here, let me see. Hey, just checking in. Make sure you don't have any issues. Entering your ambassador discount code. Don't forget, your purchase donates 4 meals of dog food. And we share your pictures of your pet with our 700,000 plus followers. They keep
sounds like
sending
a
me shit,
pyramid
dude.
scheme.
It really does seem like it, yeah. After I didn't, literally after I asked her for some questions the first time I messaged him because I was like, how does the commission work? What percentage of it would I get? And then I was like, does this not include any free product with the ambassador program? And they're like, no, the commission's based off of people buying from your link and stuff. I'm like, oh, then I'm not gonna do it. But now, when I followed that account, I have like 6 other pet accounts following me, and then they're messaging me like, "Oh, your dog has been chosen to be a model representative. Are you interested in being an ambassador? Please let us know and stuff." And it's like account with like, let's see this one. Let me see. This one has 3,000 followers and 2,000 following. So I don't know. I don't care about all that. But yeah, I get those spam stuff now for dog shit. Dog shit. Your dog shit. Dang. It's been about an hour now. Wow. And I think we've talked about phones for probably more than half of it.
It'll be fine.
Another thing I wanted to talk about, or not really talk about, but a question that I thought about for the podcast. Okay, so when you sleep at night, do you sleep with the blankets all the way up? Like over your shoulders, or like halfway, or like, to where your arms and chest are free? How do you sleep?
Um, It's an interesting question.
I know. That's what I was thinking about it. I
I
was like
guess
thinking.
I guess I like them to just cover my shoulder, but it really depends on the temperature.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. If I'm too hot, of course, you start throwing blankets off and stuff. But I would say if I'm in a comfortable room or a cold room and stuff, yeah, like definitely like I throw that shit over my shoulders. Like you only see my neck and face or neck and head. And also,
You've
do you
always
sleep on?
slept like that though.
Oh yeah, I sleep on my back, the blanket
The
all the
amount of
way
times
up.
I've had to wake you up. I remember your dad one day. Well, I was supposed to wake you up because we were going somewhere or something. He's like, "Hey, just grab like a thing of water, and it'll wake him right up."
Oh yeah, I don't think you did that though. I don't remember you doing
No, I was like, I'm not gonna be a dick and do that.
that. No, that is something my dad would do. He would take a
He,
wet,
he,
cold washcloth and put it on my face to wake me up. He wouldn't splash me with water, but he would
I
do
would just
that.
wake. I just would turn your light on, and then he'd wake up. I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's how my mom would get me up for school every morning when I was young. She would just turn on the light, walk in, and say, "Okay, it's time to get up," and I would, take a couple minutes and then go downstairs. And then another. Okay, how do you sleep though? Do you sleep on your back, stomach, side?
Side, I have to. I can't sleep on my
Really,
back or stomach.
really.
Yep.
I feel uncomfortable when I sleep on my side. Like I feel like my arm just gets tired or my shoulder like starts. Like I feel like I'm laying on my shoulder. I don't know.
Nope, that's what the pillow does.
The pillow.
If you have a correctly sized pillow, you won't have that feeling.
Oh, I love my pillow though, dude. I
You
bought.
have a my pillow.
No, before I moved to college, I went to Bed Bath and Beyond, and I got this like memory foam gel pillow with like the gel stuff or whatever on top to keep you cool, cooling gel. Dude, I love that pillow. It's like I have never found a pillow that's better than that. And me and my girlfriend are talking about this weekend because I brought my pillow with me because I was like, fuck it. I hate. Okay, I'm sorry to say. I know she's listening. I'm sorry, but your pillows are too soft. I don't like big fluffy pillows. I like a firm pillow, but not too firm.
Yep.
And then when at my grandma's house too, same thing. The pillows are all like big, fluffy, thick pillows where your face just sinks
just
into
melts
them.
into
I
it.
don't like
Oh,
that.
I don't
Yeah,
like that. We have
I'm not a
this.
big fan of that either.
So our bedding is like this, like silk material,
Hmm.
right? Oh, the pillows feel so much better with that material.
Dude, yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, I got the pillow. Dude, I spent a lot of money on that pillow. It was probably like $100 for that pillow, or maybe even more. But dude, it was worth it. I love that pillow. But I freaking left it this weekend. She texted me. I left today from my girlfriend's, and she texted me like I don't even know, like probably three. I was almost home. I was probably like 30 minutes away from home. She's like, "You left your pillow." Oh, fuck, dude. And I only have one other pillow at home, and it sucks. I hate the other pillow that I have here, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. So she comes to visit me for spring break.
oh yikes.
Yeah, but she's coming on Friday. That's her spring break. It's literally Friday, so
Oh, okay.
I can manage for a couple of days. It'll be fine.
Damn, her spring break lined up. Yeah, we should have planned this Tennessee trip.
Yeah,
That would have been pretty sweet.
yeah. What are y'all doing? What are y'all going for? Just a vacation or
Yeah.
what? Just to go. It's cool.
Yep.
I'm excited to go. I guess for Thanksgiving with the whole fam. I think my parents already booked a house for us all to go to
When
and
are y'all
all
going
that.
fishing again?
What in Arkansas?
Yeah.
I have no idea. We're not doing anything this summer. Me and Jane are gonna plan a road trip somewhere, probably to like Colorado or California or somewhere over there, Arizona.
Oh yikes.
Go do a road trip. So we're gonna
And
do
her
that
car or
probably.
your truck?
Probably her car.
Yeah, yeah, I would say your truck would get a little
she,
expensive.
yeah, she drives a Jetta, so she gets good gas mileage with that. So that's probably what we'll do. Bad thing is though, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my dog. I might leave with my parents. I hope they'll be okay with it. Just me dumping it.
Well,
Or dumping them there.
my girlfriend does dog sitting.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, though, you're
You
a
could
whole
just
state
come.
away.
You could just come drop that boy off here and go up to the East Coast.
Yeah, if we, I mean, nothing's really set yet. We've kind of just been spitballing a couple ideas on where we might want to go. Like, I've never seen the Grand Canyon. It'd be cool.
You know how I saw the Grand Canyon? With fog.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to go see the Grand Canyon when I was in third grade. We
Uh
did this big road trip. Yeah, early morning, walk out there. My dad's like, "Hey, that's the Grand Canyon. It's like 12 feet from us." I'm like, I don't see anything except fog. This
Oh,
is
that
bullshit.
sucks. Tough luck.
Yeah, and then
Maybe next time.
we go up into this like watchtower, right? And all you see is like 6 feet of fog in front of you.
Yep.
Like, bro, this is some. And then we had to go, so we couldn't stay until the fog lifted.
Hmm.
So that was my Grand Canyon experience.
Dude, sounds great. It's better than my Grand Canyon experience. Well, we'll see. I haven't had one yet, so we'll see. I don't know. I don't know where we want to go. I'm not a big beach person, so I don't think I'd want to go. Drive to Florida or something. I don't know. I'd rather go in the
We both.
mountains. I'd rather go to the mountains and hike or fish. I want to go fishing. That's what I told my dad whenever we're going to Tennessee. I'm like, I want to go fishing. Cause I haven't fished in forever, dude. Me and my girlfriend tried to at my grandparents, but it's been
In the
so dry
buzzards.
there. With the ponds there on the
Oh,
property,
I thought you were going
and
in the river.
I mean, people do, and you can catch some fish. There's apparently a lot of gar there. People fish for gar there quite a bit. But there's plenty of ponds and stuff, but it's been really dry for like ever, and it finally kind of rained for a while, so the water was finally at an okay level, and I think it just the dry or the no lack of rain really kind of killed a lot of the fish because we were there for a bit and nothing, and I don't think they've stocked that pond up or anything, so I don't
Nice.
know. I don't know if there's any fish in there. And I felt bad. She's never caught a fish before. She's been fishing. She said I went fishing once before and she never caught anything. I'm like, okay, well, we'll try and fix that. And of course, when I take her, nothing. So I think next time we go fishing together, I'll probably take her to like the lake, maybe like Lake Houston or
That dried
I
up
don't
lake.
know. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the water was fine, but yeah, just probably no fish from there being no water for a
You can
while.
fish off Austin's dock.
Oh, true. Yeah. She's met him before. We went to IHOP.
Really?
Yeah, we went to IHOP with him and.
Same with my girlfriend.
Mhm.
We almost saw him this past weekend, but I just didn't make it back over there from where my mom lives.
Yeah, we went on a double date to IHOP. Me and my girlfriend and him and
I remember you talking about them.
yeah, the girl. I forgot who it was. Oh my god.
Was it the one we were talking about or a different
No,
girl?
no. Different girl. Different girl.
Well,
After Ashley.
if it comes to you, you should tell me.
I could probably find her Instagram and stuff if I. She hung out with Oh, I know her name. Adelie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, with her. And it was really awkward at first because I don't think I've ever talked to her before in my life. And so me and Austin were talking, and then it was actually a lot better than I thought it would go. At first, it was pretty awkward, and then it started to warm up. And my girlfriend's pretty shy, but of course, when me and Austin's girl, were talking about stuff, we just talked about a lot of like school, like what happened at our school. So Jane,
and then she's like,
yeah, she
what's
didn't, she
she's
didn't
like, I
quite
wasn't
get
there.
to, yeah, she didn't really get to contribute a whole lot, which I felt bad for. But she said she still had an okay time, and she's talked, and I tried to include her in some things and tell her this backstory behind what we were talking about and stuff. All right, well, it's been a little over an hour. You ready to call it?
Yeah, I
All
feel like
right.
this was the first time that we've gone an hour without stopping.
No, the first podcast we did was like an hour and almost like an hour and a half. It's like an hour and like thirty
Yeah, but
seven minutes.
that was like information. Like
Yeah,
this, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate it. It's been good, and we will see you guys next week.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
Hopefully, maybe. I'll see. It might be laptop audio quality.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe 2 weeks. Maybe a month. You know.
see. Once a month, let's
Maybe
go.
never. Maybe this is our final episode, and we never. We won't know it until
Until it
later.
happens.
Yeah.
It's like that last time that you go out with all your friends.
The last time you talked to that friend on Xbox who was last
Yeah.
online 3-4 years ago.
Yep.
All right, bro. Talk to you tomorrow. Never came.
Tomorrow never came.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.